Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Girl Talk. And today we'll be talking about the Tampa Bay Bucs with Patrick Preverty and Ty Patton. And then we're going to get into the National Women's Soccer League playoffs with Ezrah. And then Kiersten will be coming at you with the top 5 moments in sports that happened this past week. So stick around because it's time for Girl Talk. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And in this segment, we are going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Patrick, Ty, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great, man. It's not every day you get to talk about the Bucs in a good light.
But it would have been last week.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
supposed to be last week.
We were
Either
supposed to
way,
have a
it's
show
not
last
a
week.
good
It
light.
didn't happen, but it's okay because we're here to talk about the Bucs this week. I know you both are so excited. Ty has been barking up my phone.
Barking
Barking
yeah.
up your phone is.
Yeah, he said,
going
when
nuts.
are we talking about the Bucs?
Yeah.
And I said, it's happening. So let's jump into it. I had them both pick a player that they love from the Bucs. Could be a current player, past player. You guys know how it goes. Ty, I want to start it with your pick. Who'd you pick and why?
I picked the safety out of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, Antoine Winfield Jr., and he's won a Super Bowl with us. Still sitting on the starting roster. We moved him from strong to free, and he's very versatile. He can play both positions. He's an animal. He's very, very quick. He's very decisive. He doesn't think about his decisions a lot, but he's always right. He's a very, very high football IQ and a strong acumen in the game. And he's a guy that you love to watch. Like, if you turn on NFL Sunday, the Bucs are going to lose, so might as well make some fun out of it. So, I
Find a player to
love
watch,
watching
find a
Antoine
player to
Winfield.
keep an eye on. That's
what
actually
a
good.
crazy statement.
Oh, he's so awesome. Antoine Winfield Jr. is one of the best defensive players that we have right now, and he's still on his rookie deal, which is ridiculous to me.
Yeah. I do think that the more that I watch football, I love watching safeties because I think they have such an interesting job, and I like seeing, because obviously you have good safeties and you have bad safeties. And when they're good, they're really good, and I appreciate that. So you were so right. This guy's a beast. I love watching him.
He's so awesome.
Okay. That was really great. I wish all of our guests were that quick with their picks.
Oh, really? That was honestly a lot of great analysis. I mean, I couldn't tell you any of that.
That was beautiful.
My pick is
Ty.
way different. My pick has to do with the player that's not even on the team right now.
Big sexy boy.
You would never know unless you were a Bucs
Very,
fan.
very attractive Buccaneer quarterback. What do you got for us?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely not the
Josh
most
Freeman.
attractive Bucs
buddy.
quarterback that we've ever had, but I chose Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman is just a random quarterback from 2009 to what, 2012-ish?
13.
2013, yeah. So he played for the Bucs when we were just awful, just a terrible. It was the post-Gruden years.
Oh, so this year?
Oh,
We are not.
I'm
as
sorry,
bad
I'm sorry,
now.
I'm sorry, I'm
You
sorry.
are
nowhere
the
about
losing
to
streak
get.
says
You
otherwise.
are about to get hit upside the head with a MacBook Air. I hope you know
Whoa!
that. You do not slander the
Whoa.
Bucs. There's no Buccaneer slander allowed on this show.
We'll come back to
Yeah,
the
what
Bucs
is this hate?
slander.
I almost feel like
No.
other
I'm
team
sorry.
cares.
I'll be
I have
I'll be
been.
in.
I have been. Where's
I know,
the
I know.
camera on? Where's the camera?
absurd.
I have been itching for this for 3 to 4 weeks, and we get on the show, and Kiersten's like, "You guys stay."
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Josh Freeman.
Oh, well, there's okay.
swear.
Well, for Josh Freeman's personal case, there's not much there to it, admittedly. But for the Bucs as a whole, we're out of this era where we were just awful, terrible management, terrible coaching, and just those handful of years. I remember growing up as a Bucs fan, watching them for the first time. We were so far beyond that point, and for the true Bucs fans that were able to stick through it and see Tom Brady come in and win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
If you know who Josh Freeman is, you
Yep.
kind of know that era, and that's a good part about being a Bucs fan or a sports fan in general. When
But
you watch a team
also-
suck and then they get really good.
Freeman was part of that weird era. We had normally you have a Super Bowl off year where you win and then you come down from that high and you're just stuck on ground zero for a while. Freeman was the first quarterback of that comeback era, that we really started to get up and build the team around. You can't slander him too hard.
Yeah, I
we
can't
did.
say-
We did. He
yeah.
did play with Mike Evans for a little bit. He did play with my sweet prince for a few years.
My
Really-
sweet prince is
Yeah, my
best.
sweet prince. Speaking of which,
Yeah, let's talk about him. Mike Evans. I know you guys were talking about how he didn't get traded.
yep.
But he was who wanted him?
So the New York Jets reportedly,
Oh, the Jets.
as per sources, went out to the Raiders and tried to get Devontae Adams. They tried to offer multiple firsts. They were
That's crazy.
declined. Then they came to the Bucs, and my Prince, I would have given him up for 2 first-round picks. 2 first-round picks is ridiculous. You can almost get Lamar Jackson for 2 first-round picks and
Yeah.
change. Like, I thought it was ridiculous that we didn't let him go.
I probably would have made the move, but as a fan.
Yeah, no, I as a fan would have been heartbroken.
I just really hope he retires a Buck. If there's anybody who should, it's Mike Evans right now.
About to be 10 consecutive years.
Something
with
I read.
1,000 yards.
No, what I read about though is that he has 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
He's the only NFL player to do so.
He should retire a Buck.
Correction.
I wish he would.
9,000 since his rookie year. Jerry Rice has already done it.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Rice just did it not in his rookie year. Dub.
Still impressive.
Great
That's what I'm
analysis.
saying.
Phenomenal acumen.
No, he
That's
literally
what
has all the
I'm saying. Look at
knowledge.
this guy.
I love the
Ty
Bucs.
is just a Bucks encyclopedia.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about the games that they've played this past month. I know they haven't been doing too hot, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, Ty. They played 4 games in October, and they lost 3 of them. But I do want to talk about the 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, they played the Falcons in Tampa. They lost, but I want to talk about it because they play them again soon. They play them again. Where is it? Oh, it's not on the graphic. They play them. They play them again in December.
I love Baker Mayfield.
And I think that the Bucs really stand a chance to beat them the second time around because they have that losing energy that's gonna take them on a revenge arc, and they're gonna win, right, guys?
They're gonna push for it.
Yeah. So.
Will they score more than 25 points though?
I'm gonna rant for I'm gonna rant for a minute right now.
Go ahead.
In our Super Bowl year, we had Bruce Arians as our head coach and play caller, and our offense was awesome. It was incorporating guys like Scotty Miller, who is our 4th wide receiver on roster at the time, and then out of nowhere, we get Todd Bowles in the head coach job, and for 3 back-to-back years, I should say, our offense has been, and you can watch the game, you will see the exact same thing. It is run on first down. What's that? Run on second down. What's that throw? A 1-yard drag route to Mike Evans on 3rd down and punt it away? It's horrible. It's the worst offensive play calling I think I've ever – actually, I take that back. Matt Canada on the Steelers stinks. That guy's terrible. But it's 2nd worst play calling I've ever seen. And this is the reason we're losing games. You see us put up 10, 18, 15 points per game, and we're like, why are we doing this? It's because Dave Canales, who was handed offensive play calling roles, he stinks. This guy's bad. Bad. 3 back-to-back years. Get Todd Bowles out of there. Put somebody new in there, or maybe move him back to DC.
Put you in there.
Put me in there.
Yeah.
Hey,
what would you do
trust.
differently?
Win the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
It would be clear as day.
Easy. It's nothing.
Okay, first down, you got a guy like Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy like Chris Godwin. So first down, you do hand the ball off. But then second down, when they're expecting the run to come,
First down, nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
No,
we don't have any.
Why not just throw it all 3 downs?
Because that's stupid.
No, why not?
And then
we have 0 run game since Leonard Fournette was gone and just melted away.
Because you also have to run the clock out.
Okay, sure.
I like those slow, deliberate, drawn out. Let me take chalk and a blackboard and really go into town with this thing, and that's the approach we need to take on offense. Except Dave Canales is an idiot. He's a goofy boy, and he wants to run the ball twice on 1st and 2nd, and then throw nothing on 3rd and be garbage. So,
why should people be Bucs fans?
Okay, Patrick.
Patrick's hosting now.
He knows what's next.
Because we're a unit. We're a family. If Mike Evans calls and he says, hey, my house is flooded, I'm there at 2 in the morning. And same thing. If I call Mike Evans at 2 in the morning, hey, my house is flooding, Mike shows up with the full team in uniform, full pads and everything.
And if that happens, can you take a picture?
No.
Oh, okay.
On
that note,
respect the brand.
We are going to go to commercial. Thank you guys so much. This was the Bucs segment of Ty's Dreams.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere because we're talking National Women's Soccer League playoffs.
Woo! Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hitting the Field Network. I'm your main show host, Dominic Moeller, and this is just a little PSA to come check out our network. We have shows for all your favorite interests, sporting needs, or really anything if you're interested in the world of sports. Of course, our first show is The Combine with Cameron Forcier and Isaiah Deonda Delgado. It's more of a laid-back podcast-type beat. But next is the main show. the best show ever created, the best show ever engineered, pioneered with me, this pretty face on your screen, this handsome fellow. Going to be talking about mainly the main things of the wide world of sports. And then on Thursdays, we have Nighttime with the lovely Emily Aaron and the handsome and dashing Camden Mallory. Then right after, for all you gambling addicts out there, I hope you viewers aren't gambling addicts as much as some of the other people in Hitting the Field. We have Hitting the Field bets with Riley Shepard, Jeffrey Laux, and Waluka Costa. And then we switch it up. We don't always do shows. We like to do a little bit of interviews too. We do interviews with a lot of sports athletes, such as Corey Marksman, that I did. Shout out Dominic Moeller right here, this guy. And then, of course, Kiersten Scott with Camden Mallory. And we have more coming in the works. We're always innovating and thinking on our feet. But if you want to join us, be sure to DM Hitting the Field on all social media platforms and networks as well, because we're open to anybody to come through and just check out the program. But be sure to tune in, as Hitting the Field will be seeing you very shortly. Take care.
Welcome to segment 2. I'm here with Ezrah Hines, and we are talking about the National Women's Soccer League playoffs. I'm so smiley because I am so excited. Ezrah, how are you feeling about talking about this?
I can't wait. I really like what's happening. I like the teams that are in it. I cannot wait to talk about this.
I think it's so competitive this season, and it excites me so much. So I want to throw it really quickly to some big awards from the regular season. We have Angela Anderson from Angel City. She's the first rookie to play in the National Women's Soccer League playoffs since 2013. And then we have Jane Campbell from the Houston Dash. She has the most saves from the 2023 regular season with 8 shutouts. And Sam Coffey from the Portland Thorns leads the league with 8 assists. And then Sophia Smith from the Portland Thorns, a team that we're going to talk about a little bit because they're in the playoffs, is the 2023 Golden Boot winner. And for those of you who don't know, the Golden Boot is the award who is given to the top scorer of the league. So those are just the recap of the players who have been making big waves this season in the regular season. And now we're going to move on to the quarterfinals. Lexi, do you want to start with match 1 and we'll take it back with match 2?
Yes, they start this weekend, and it's the San Diego Wave versus the OL Reign. And they just came off a 1-0 win against Angel City. It was a late game winner in the 86th minute by Lasco.
Lasco, yeah.
Yes. I'm so bad with the names, you guys know that. So, Ezrah, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
This should be a domination by San Diego Wave to OL Reign, but I want OL Reign to win so bad. It could be slightly biased because they kind of do have one of my favorite players, Rose Lavelle. She doesn't even play for them really, but she came from Man City. She is also, fun fact, has the same birthday as me, and also has trained with my sister when my sister played D1 college soccer.
That's awesome.
So,
she's got to be your favorite player then.
Yeah.
You hid that until just now.
Right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're both from Ohio as well. She's from Cincinnati, born and raised. So
Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go with the Ohio.
Ohio.
The Ohio
no,
talk.
No, there's plenty of reasons why she's my favorite player, but she doesn't even get minutes on the team. But no, this is a very big underdog scenario for OL Reign. OL Reign could definitely pull something off here, but we're talking about a very strong San Diego Wave team that's led.
I was gonna say they are like this probably out of the 2 matches. This is the one that I'm more excited for because of how many like powerful players are on San Diego Wave.
Literally, Alex Morgan.
That's all we really need, to be honest.
Go ahead, Lexi, name another one. Go ahead, name another. So, OL Reign, we were talking a little bit. They just retired, or they didn't retire. Megan Rapinoe.
She retired
Yes.
from international duty. She's still playing for them this season. There's a possibility she does retire after this season.
I think she is.
So I'm rooting for Wave to win it, but I do think it would be kind of a dream to see.
I want to see them make that. I want to see OL Reign make that run.
Yeah, I do want to see them make that run. And then I want to jump back quickly to match 2 of the quarterfinals with NC Courage versus Gotham, because they had quite the interesting game. I was rooting for Gotham, who obviously made it. And the first goal made by Gotham FC was by Delaney Sheehan, I thought there was an N there. And she made her first National Women's Soccer League goal in a playoff game. I think that's crazy. And for a long time, it was touch and go because there were a lot of possessions. There were a lot of back and forth between, but nobody scored until the 45th minute. And if you don't watch soccer, it's a quick-paced game, and normally a lot of those goals that happen late on, you're sitting on the edge of your seat until somebody scores.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that game ended 2-1. There was another score in the 81st minute, I think. It was 81st minute. And now that puts Gotham against the Portland Thorns in the semifinals, which happened on November 5th, I think we were talking. November 5th.
This Sunday.
So this will actually go up the day before. So everything that we say, you can just base on what's going to happen the day after. So who do you think is going to take match 2 home?
I think Gotham could definitely beat Portland Thorns. Portland Thorns have such a great attack, in my opinion, but their defense is awful. Like, really bad. And that's mainly because Becky Sauerbrunn was injured for most of the season. She's their starting center half, and she usually starts for the U.S. national team as well, but she's been very injured since April. She hasn't finished a full 90 all season long since literally from April on. And they're just not all that good, and Bella Bixby's had a really underperforming season. She's only got, she's gave up 30 goals, second most in the league, which is insane to me. She's gave up 5 goals to Angel City in her last outing, and I'm not going to blame her completely though, but it does tell a lot to how bad this defense actually is. But of course, they do have Sam Coffey and Sophia Smith. Sam Coffey's by far my favorite player to watch in the league. She's the best holding midfielder in the league, so she's going to need to step up a lot for them to win. But I'm going to take Gotham in this one.
You think you're going to take Gotham? So
I'm going to take Gotham.
So in the championship, you want to see OL Reign and Gotham?
Yes, because it would be the funniest underdog championship ever.
Who would win out of that, you think?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, who do you want to see take it home?
I'm gonna use my brain for this one and say Gotham would beat them because
as opposed to not using your brain.
OL Reign is already not going to beat San Diego Wave, but I want them to, so I'm just gonna say they will.
I was gonna say that's so funny because I want to see San Diego Wave win.
San Diego Wave is 1,000% going to win it all. It's not even competitive in my opinion.
This is crazy. The news just dropped that they lost to OL Reign.
I would love that. I would love to hear it. Whatever outcome of this game happens, I am perfectly okay with.
I know. I feel like it's a good matchup no matter who you put together. And I think it's just because it's getting so competitive now that it's it doesn't really matter who wins. You just want to see them play.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Kelly O'Hara because she plays for Gotham. And she was planning on retiring. If they had lost the quarterfinal match against NC Courage, it would have been her last game. But because they win, she just gets to keep playing. It's like IM playoffs. If you win, you keep going. We wouldn't know anything about that, though. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. But I think I want to see the finals between Gotham and San Diego Wave. I don't realistically know.
That's realistically what it's going to be.
Yeah,
because
I'm with you on that.
Because I think it's a good matchup, and I also I'm the underdog rooter, right? So
but you picked San Diego Wave.
She's the underdog rooter, except now.
Yeah, I am a San Diego Wave fan. Stop.
Okay.
But I want to see Kelly O'Hara take it to the championships her last year. Her last game, they're not going to win.
And
if they play against San Diego, they're not going to win.
She's going to get dribbled past by Alex Morgan about 50 times that game as well because she runs about as fast as a parked car.
And
parked cars are nuts.
That was a lot.
She's a little older. She just doesn't have the pace of the game anymore. She's been very good for her entire career, but she's not going to be able to be competitive in this game. I don't think whatever outcome happens, San Diego Wave is going to pummel whoever comes out of Portland Thorns and Gotham, in my opinion.
Maybe O'Hara will be faster this game. She's like, this is my last season.
Yeah,
I got to put my all in. I got to go big or go home. So
she's gonna go home, but that's okay. Okay, so. You talked a little bit before. Who is your personal MVP from this season? If you had to give it to one person.
Personal MVP? It's probably got to be Sophia Smith. To win the Golden Boot, she has 16 goal contributions in 17 matches with 11 goals and 5 assists. She 1,000% carried this Portland Thorns team. Her and Sam Coffey alone were the reason this Portland Thorns team were so good, especially since they haven't been good defensively.
Okay, so our final prediction is what? San Diego Wave takes it all away?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, they're a good team.
Yes, that's why it's unfortunately. I like the underdogs.
Oh, okay. Well, that is all the time we have for National Women's Soccer League Playoff. Thank you, Ezra, for coming on. It was amazing. It was so fun. I will be right back on the other screen, or this one. I don't know. We'll see, to talk about my top 5 for this week. So don't go anywhere, because Girl Talk will be right back.
Jack, buddy, why are you here?
I don't really understand why I'm here. I got called a delusional fan. I just don't understand why I'm delusional if I think Kirk Cousins had the best mustache in the league.
Well, Jack, buddy, I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but I don't think anybody looks cool in handlebars.
But they're back, man. They're back.
They're not. They're not. Sometimes you just got to face the hard truth. It's right there in front of you. All these people, they're calling you delusional, but sometimes you got to worry about, am I projecting? Is it me? And in this
Let me
case,
tell you something, bud. It could never be me. Anything I say is factual and truth, and that's why the Vikings are going 16-1 this year.
organization, you have to look at your roster and say, I've had Kirk O'Duggins for 6 years. Maybe it's time to move on.
There is no moving on from Kirk Thuggins and Justin Jefferson.
Do you think that maybe this all started just because of a little disappointment?
Nothing has started. This is how I live, and I am not delusional. I'm a prophet.
Welcome back to Girl Talk, and welcome to my very basketball-heavy top 5 as we go into the early weeks of the NBA regular season. There's a lot of news. But I want to start us out with women's college basketball. Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes played a few weeks ago in Kinnick Stadium in front of 55,000 fans, breaking the all-time women's basketball single-game record. The previous record was just over 29.5 thousand, and that was in 2002 at the NCAA championship game, where it was Connecticut versus Oklahoma. This was just a regular season matchup. That was a championship. Now, if many of you recognize the name Caitlin Clark, you totally should, because she was making big news last season, and in my personal opinion, she is why we started to pay so much attention to women's sports now. The coach at Iowa said that she got the idea to set up the game in the stadium after seeing how successful Nebraska volleyball was back in August. I think it's really great to see women's sports inspiring each other like that. Now, moving on to something a little bit more NBA focused, Amazon is looking at getting an NBA package to stream on Tuesdays or Thursdays. They want to create an exclusive night of NBA streaming action. Essentially, they're planning on making a Thursday night football version of the NBA. Now, if you're thinking, why Amazon? You wouldn't be alone in that. The goal is to lower the average age of the audience. With Amazon's Thursday Night Football, they were able to draw in an audience of 7 years younger than the NFL's other streaming partners. And that number is pulled from the nearly 13 million viewers that Amazon gets with football. Now, the downside to this is that Amazon isn't the only one fighting for the NBA. YouTube, Apple, and Netflix have all shown interest in getting a streaming package, and some of their competitors have the potential to outbid Amazon. Now, nothing is confirmed for this season, but Amazon might make Thursday Night Basketball giant in the next few years. I have a knack for being all over the place, so we're going to take a look at something pretty exciting in the town of Portland, Oregon. And no, it's not the Thorns. This one has nothing to do with basketball or any sport at all, but it is have to do with women's sports. Jenny Nguyen is the 45-year-old businesswoman who has officially opened the first women's sports bar. The Sports Bra is the hottest new spots in Portland that plays exclusively women's sports. There are jerseys and photos of women athletes scattered throughout the restaurant, and from the earlier views, both the vibes and the food are superb. Jenny Nguyen says her driving motivation was to create a place similar to the other sports bars in her town that have a tendency to ignore women's sport events. Nguyen said the only competition is the status quo, stating that to make a change, you have to be the change. And I really admire that. The Sports Bra has been a big hit too. Patrons of Portland have said that the food and the energy of the bar have made it the place to be. Jumping back to the NBA, we're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo and his contract extension on the Milwaukee Bucks. Earlier, 2 weeks ago, he signed a 3-year contract extension with the Bucks worth $186 million, and it seems to be controversial to a lot of critics. Giannis said that he felt it in his heart that he wanted to stay with the Bucs and that the money shouldn't be what his narrative is about. This poor guy. He must not know that everything is about the money. Now this is bound to be a relief to both the players and the fans of Milwaukee, as Giannis no longer fights the threat of being a free agent by 2025, and the Bucs look like they might be trying to set up a serious NBA championship-worthy team. Will that actually happen though? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. To wrap this week up, I bring you a piece of news that shocks no one, but excites all. The Las Vegas Aces took home the WNBA championship trophy after their 4-game series against the New York Liberty. Game 4 came down to a single-point difference, keeping everyone on their toes throughout the game. Now, even though they didn't win, the Liberty put up a good fight despite not being the favorite of the matchup. We're definitely seeing the competition get more and more aggressive as it seems to be carrying across sports. Now, unfortunately, that is all the time that I have for you this week. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to all my guests. And thank you to, let's see, who can I thank? Thank you to everybody who had a good and safe Halloween week. And we will see you next Saturday for some more Girl Talk. Bye.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, now I don't got time to